This is a turbofan gas turbine engine. As in the case of an aircraft, this is just a part of the aircraft that creates the forward motion or the propelling of the aircraft. The aircraft also consists of a structure which is called the airframe and an avionics part which is the electrical part of the aircraft. After the manufacturing of these big boys, so many things have to be put in place for them to run smooth, and all these are the tasks and the job description of an aircraft maintenance engineer. So come along with me as we delve into the world of aircraft maintenance engineering. Let's go learn from the professionals in the field on how they have been able to survive, 1, gain experiences, 2, develop interest in their fields, 3, and also them sharing with us nuggets on how to become a successful aircraft maintenance engineer. Let's go.
My name is Andrew A. Akamabu. My fundamental training is actually electrical and electronics with a specialization in machines. We call it power and machines, but I'm specialized in machines. Like I said, my fundamental training was electrical engineering. Having practiced for some time, I came to the aviation industry. And then when I joined the aviation industry, I had basic trainings. From where I built also, I've had several trainings. Presently, I'm a chief aircraft maintenance engineering instructor. I'm an avionics instructor. In fact, I train in avionics. Well, aviation sciences, yes, we can also instruct on aviation sciences. But as it concerns maintenance, I instruct on avionics, aircraft maintenance engineering instructor. As a matter of fact, in this submission, I'm a chief aircraft maintenance engineering instructor, and that is the highest you can attain. And I've been in this position for about 5 years running. In fact, 5 years. 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 7 years running now. But that's the highest you can go. If you are talking about achievement, one thing that I achieved in aviation that making me happy, and if you ask me, is what would make me encourage young men to come in. Because it's aircraft maintenance. I'm considering that aircraft will normally strive in the air. If anything happens to it, everybody in the aircraft, including the people that are flying it, will die. Because of that, the training in aircraft maintenance, they can't be compared to it. When you talk about engineering, I want to be thorough engineer, then you have to come to aircraft maintenance engineering. Because nothing is hidden. What we do in aircraft maintenance engineering, unlike other engineering, in aircraft maintenance engineering, we remove complexity by training, keep the instructions simple, and then enhance safety of the aircraft. Because if all of us know what to do, then accidents will reduce. Because it's simple. So that's one achievement I have, knowing that my engineering is better as an aircraft maintenance engineer. It's one achievement. Now, if you're talking about the things that people can get, because I'm an aviator, there's hardly any continent I've not entered in the world. There's no continent that I've not entered. If I saw on some of the continents, I've entered like 2, 3 nations. Only because I'm an aviator. Again, if you want to ask me what I have, by the special grace of God, I started living in my own house before I was 50 years. And I think it's by appreciation too. And then, one other thing you can call achievement, maybe because of the profession, because I'm an instructor, I actually have a lot of people that have come under my training, and because of that, I have so many friends everywhere. As I speak to you, there's hardly any airport in Nigeria I land and I don't have somebody I know. As a matter of fact, internationally, it's going to be difficult for me to land anywhere in Europe or America and I don't have somebody that I know. Only because I'm on a route. I think I will stop there now. And so on and so on and so on and so on. Like I said earlier, my fundamental training is electrical and electronics engineering. In that training, I can come as low as maintenance and repairs in electrical and electronic engineering. I told you earlier that specialized machines. But when you are looking at machines, you are looking at motors, electric motors, you are looking at transformers. These are the machines. They could be AC or DC or the transformer. When I say I'm a machine man, it means that I know to a large extent about how a machine works as an electrical engineer with that specialization, how a transformer works, to that, and the maintenance. What should be done when this particular fault is reported as concerns a machine. Now, in aircraft maintenance engineering, the aircraft maintenance engineer is the one that has the responsibility of ensuring that the aircraft is airworthy. The aircraft cannot be airworthy except the aircraft maintenance engineer would have released this aircraft to service. That is, he has said that he has checked the aircraft, he is standing for the regulatory body, he has looked at the aircraft, and this aircraft can actually go from point A to point B in the air. How does he do this? He does this by maintenance. What's maintenance in this case? Correcting errors, replacing where there is need, doing modification where there is need, doing some overhaul where there is need, but according to the aircraft's own maintenance manual. So one of the training the aircraft maintenance engineer will normally get is a training that will cause him to understand, be able to read and interpret the aircraft maintenance manual, which will normally be individual. The aircraft maintenance manual for a Boeing 737 is not the same for a Boeing 747. Because the aircraft maintenance engineer that is able to fix any of these aircraft. Yes, you start somewhere and then you rise up to somewhere as an aircraft maintenance. You don't just wake up one morning and you have become an aircraft maintenance engineer. No, you have to go through training. Aircraft maintenance engineer for the reasons of removing complexity and keeping the practice simple can be looked at in two branches. There is the avionics aircraft maintenance engineer and there is the airframe and power plant aircraft maintenance engineer. However, in today's world, everything is tending towards avionics. What do I mean? A lot of sensors is now used to sense information from the machine, whether it be engine. In fact, today aircraft, very modern aircraft, will have information as it concerns the maintenance report going back to the manufacturer. By the presence of one small unit I will call FADEC, that is helping the engine to work. Now the FADEC is we call it a full digital engine control. Full digital engine control. That one is able to get all the information and give report of its engine back to the manufacturer. I'm trying to like to do that. So for these reasons, we have an avionics person. He's an aircraft maintenance engineer with an avionics option. And there is an aircraft maintenance engineer, airframe and power plant option. Like I said before also, we do not become an aircraft maintenance engineer after drinking a cup of coffee. You need to go through training. And when you are exposed to the various training, depending on what you like or bias or passion, you might decide to become an avionics engineer or you become an airframe and power plant aircraft maintenance engineer. I'm an avionics instructor, an avionics with licenses engineer, because my original training is electrical electronics. So it's easier for me to become an avionics man than for someone else that's from a mechanical background. I just said it's easier. Anybody can become an avionics man. Anybody can become an airframe and power plant man. But if you already have a bias, you can go the easier way. If you understand the workings of aviation, first, we have a pilot. We have an air traffic controller. Then in this aircraft, what are they controlling? Controlling one aircraft that will come on ground, the runway, the airports, the airport that work in that place. There's some other thing that comes as a matter of value chain. All of these ones, whether they be pilots, whether they be air traffic control, whether they be airfield, whatever it is, will not function except that the aircraft is airworthy. And the only man that brings all this to play is the one that makes the aircraft airworthy. The aircraft maintenance engineer is the one that will say this aircraft is fit to fly. Fundamental relevance. Except they be an aircraft maintenance engineer to say that this aircraft is fit to fly, no aircraft fly. So the pilot is not flying an airplane because there's no airplane. the air traffic controller is not controlling anybody because there is no aeroplane there. The runway, the airfield, they are all useless because there's no aeroplane. There will first of all be an aeroplane before we can have the pilot. And the pilot does not fly an aircraft that's not airworthy, except for some other purposes. The aircraft maintenance engineer, I will answer it. I'll tell you who is in various areas. Talking Nigeria, you are not an aircraft maintenance engineer except you are a carrier of the NCA license with ratings. The NCA license is one that makes money. I can tell you that I'm Engineer Andrew, and you say the things you want to say, but I'm saying I'm Engineer Andrew because I'm an aircraft maintenance engineer. And the license that I carry costs me an engineer. That's one. You can also become an aircraft maintenance engineer. The question is, how do you carry a license? After training, you'll be subjected to take the NCA license examination. In this case, the NCA license for aircraft maintenance is called Aircraft Maintenance Engineer License Examination. AMEL. AMEL. That's Aircraft Maintenance Engineer License. Then the examination. If you pass, the examination, well, can be difficult, but it's a very simple exam. Because it's 2 parts. You will come and write down, and then you pass. Then we'll take you for what we call, in the past it is called oral test. Now we call it skill test, where we expect the student to be able to do something practically. For instance, in the skill test, the student can be asked, after they have passed the exam, say on landing gear, then he can be asked to come and remove the tire and then replace it. That's a skill test. Some of the times too, the skill test may just mean that you have had some things in the question that you have been asked. And then where is the location in the aircraft? The student should know where that particular component device or system is located in the aircraft. Telling us that in that particular aircraft, but of course you have the license, you're going to get ratings, it's going to be on the particular aircraft. You are expected for you to become an aircraft maintenance engineer to be conversant with that particular aircraft. Remember I said that the aircraft maintenance manual are individuals. Every aircraft has its own manual. So we expect you, the trainee or the one that wants to become an aircraft maintenance engineer, to be conversant with the particular aircraft. We'll not say you have it written on that aircraft. And then when you pass those tests, then you are given the license as an aircraft maintenance engineer. If you want to be like me, aircraft maintenance engineer instructor, it means you have done all these past exams, gone to certain practical, undertaking some practical. I've undertaken several. I've had opportunity of having to practice even outside the nation, trying to learn, trying to train. But in addition to the license and the knowledge, you will need presently in Nigeria what is known as the instructor's rating for you to know how to instruct or enter any of the AME classes and instruct. For you to instruct in the AME classes, you need to have the license in the minimum and the certain rating, and then you need the instructor's rating. Presently, the world is talking about TIC, Training Instructors Course. So every instructor in the aviation industry is expected to have taken that course and pass. And it's okay. At that point, we call them competent instructors. It means you can do any of the instructions given the course. Any airline. And then working in the airline, they could work with private people. They are private persons that own aircraft that want to make maintenance, because there's no aircraft that flies without maintenance. Well, basically, their job is in the airline. Their jobs also are in research centers where they do aerospace. Their job is also in schools like ours. Their job is also there in the military. You can train and become an aircraft maintenance engineer, and you're employed by the military. You're employed by the oil company, because some of the oil companies have outfits. You're employed by security personnel, as a military now. And for some other reason, like what we do, depending on where our nation is going, there are persons that will do like area work. You fly machines either for supervision of a particular thing, or you spray pesticide on farms, depending on how big they are. All of those are areas you can work. The aircraft used for that purpose will require maintenance. Will require somebody to say that this aircraft can go into the that is the aircraft maintenance. If you are an aviator, even the aviators, whether they work for government or non-government, they earn more. They earn more than normal workers. In this our school, if after training you get a diploma, you get a license and the ratings therein, and you're employed. In fact, you may not be started on anything less than 150,000 naira in the minimum. That will be start point. A GL8 officer that is a graduate from the university that is doing GL doesn't take 150. It doesn't. Okay. Now, that's regular worker. If you work in our school, some other allowances because we have visitors are paid to us. In the airline, allowances are paid to them. So, not less than 150. That's 150 is about the starting point for majority of the airline. But some can pay much more. But this is the list. And then men can earn as much as 2 million naira a month, 2.5 million naira a month, 3 million naira a month, as the case may be. I'm talking about aircraft maintenance engineers. Yes, as I speak to you today, there are aircraft maintenance engineers that earn as much as 3 million naira per month. And they are in the airlines, in the private sector. For instance, now if you look at me very well, I'm more than 50 years, so I want to hand over to somebody. And because of the passion I have for the profession, the passion I have for the industry, it has to continue. As it is now, people are still manufacturing aircraft. And for what the little understanding we have, we know that the safest means of transportation is aircraft. It's by air travel. And it's going to continue. It's going to continue. And we are looking at talking about agriculture. The government is going to be interested in agriculture and take up a vast land to do agriculture. It's going to be mechanized. If you want to do things like pesticide, you use aircraft to do that. So, one person's for this continued sustenance of the aviation industry, yes, we want one young man to come into the profession. And young men, simple. After school starts, you just get your 5 credits, Maths and English inclusive. If you are coming to engineering, you know you need physics, you need your chemistry, you need your biology to be able to come here, and then you can come and do our programs. Here, other than having regular trainings like the one we call the standard training, the school staff holder will come in and do that one and get out with the ACAO diploma, with licenses and ratings on the licenses. There is another route. Coming to our school, you can come and do national diploma in aircraft technology. Thereafter, you can do a HND in aircraft technology. After that one, you can have a license preparatory training that prepares you, and you now go sit for the license exam, pass the exam and get ratings and join the industry. Depending on whether you want to join the airline, you want to come to the school, as much as your teacher will himself. So you can work in the industry. I told you already, and it's attractive to know that they aim very high. So if the salaries and the income is coming out big money, then you expect the school fees also to be high. But not out of the world, they are within reach. However, you can get scholarship from states, local governments, philanthropic Nigerians, influential men, state government, federal governments, certain establishments. In this school, a lot of times, we had people coming from companies. People have come from airline sponsorship. People have come from some ministry sponsorship. We had persons from AIB come to this place. We had persons from NCA come to this place. We have persons, in fact, we even go to deliver training in some other places that are benefiting from the value chain. Okay? So these ones can actually sponsor the camp. You can get scholarship. As far as funding is concerned, you seek scholarship. Our fees is they're not out of the world. Some of them, as a matter of fact, our fees, the maximum here may not be more than 2.6. Whether they are coming from the one we call the standard class, the average class, or they are coming to the HND, a national diploma HND line. The school fees is not as beyond 2.6 million for the period. If you actually dream it, you can become it. But you need to now pursue your dreams. Of course, many of us that I present will say you will depend on God. But the God that will give you that dream and you are pursuing it, you should definitely come to realization.
What an awesome expose into the world of aircraft maintenance engineering right here in Nigeria. I know you are interested and I know you'll be motivated to take a career path in this line of aviation. But wait, no rush, no hush. In our next video, I will bring it to you live and practical experiences from an aircraft maintenance engineer in the field right here in Nigeria. So don't go anywhere, and if you have to go somewhere, make sure you turn on the notification button, subscribe and like, so that when the next video comes, you will be the first to know. And what if you have anything you want me to post relating to aviation, please leave it in the comment section. and I'll be glad to respond to it. Remember, if you dream it, you can become it. So, come along with me as we delve into the world of the aircraft maintenance engineering and have an interview as we host, and also so come along with me as we delve into the world of aircraft maintenance engineering and host ourselves.